Home. Where is home? Leaving the place you called home for many years in search of a better one. It's not easy. It becomes a quiet battle within yourself. A constant pull between nostalgia and the urge to pack your bags and run back. When I landed at Toronto Pearson, a wave of nostalgia rushed through me. Everything felt different. I was excited for the life ahead, but at the same time, I was fighting my own mind, trying to let go of the feeling of missing home. But how long can that fight go on? How long can you pretend you're doing fine? Not for long. So I searched for pieces of home. One day, I was walking around in a food court and heard a familiar sound. It was from a kitchen, a restaurant, a sound from home. And I knew it was kottu. Coming here to Toronto reminded me of the little things I took for granted. Little things like a familiar face. Little things like the street food. Filled with these nostalgic feelings, I decided to go on a journey, a kottu journey. And I started off with the place that I've had kottu since I was a little girl. Kottu is made with a bunch of old ingredients like veggies and curry, all chopped together. I first had it when I was around 7 years old. And in coming to Canada and talking to some people here, I realized we're not so different. We're all connected by something. We're all connected by the sound.
Kottu was something that we all lived in the 90s in condos and apartments. It was something that we were able to do feasibly. But as you see the evolution of kottu roti now, there's something called the dolphin kottu roti where you can make it on a pan. But back then it was just a one stone grill kottu, so it was something that we never did at home. For me, the food resembles what I had in Scarborough as my generation of people that came here in the early 80s and 90s, right? So kottu roti at the time, we went to that one particular spot and we had the kottu roti, and that's what kottu roti was. So when we started making kottu roti and I wanted to evolve in it, for some people this is not the 90s kottu, or this is not the 2000 kottu. So again, that's the history of it. And so people, when they go back home, they look at a certain location or a certain store to say, oh, that's what hit me when I was a child. This is what got me into loving biryani or kottu roti or whatever it is in our food.
Kottu is made differently by different people. But one thing remains constant every time. The same thing that called me home in that mall. The sound of the blades.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we've gone to stores. I think that it was an open kitchen concept. So we saw what they were doing, and then when we go to other restaurants where it was a closed kitchen, we heard the noise to identify that this was kottu. Some guys are very artistic with it, where they could hit it to a beat. It was an additional, ambiance to that whole kottu roti.
Back home, when you walk through the streets, you hear it before you see it. The blades rhythmically striking the grill.
Since I was young, I had this thing with food. So for me, this was all like a wow factor. Again, for some people, it could be a nuisance because of the way it hits. Sometimes, when you're on a phone, you could hear that noise and it kind of be a disturbance. But it all depends. But if you want a good kottu roti, you need it more chopped. The louder it is, the better the kottu is. My cultures could be alive through many things: arts, culture, through sports, music. Food is a vibrant, an important aspect of our culture. Without food, you cannot really connect with a lot of things.
Kottu is loud. It's rhythmic. And it brings people together. Just like music. And in that moment, standing there, hearing that sound again in Toronto, it felt like I was back in the streets of Sri Lanka. It moved in that 6/8 beat, the same rhythm embedded deep within us. A rhythm we inherited, carried through history, and now lives on through the sounds of steel. It was the sound of kottu. That's when I realized something. The identity of kottu never changed. The ingredients moved, the setting shifted, but the essence stayed the same. Kottu adapted. It reshaped itself, found a new home. That's the story of migration, very much like mine. And maybe that's why the rhythm of kottu feels so familiar. It's more than just a food. It's a memory. It's a rhythm. And it's home.